I'll just tell you a little bit about the EE system. My story with the EE system is not last Christmas, but the Christmas before, just before then. I was thinking to myself, having gone down a few rabbit holes, just thinking to myself that money in the bank is going to go because everybody keeps saying the money's just going to disappear. And I was thinking to myself, I've got some money in the bank, I should do something with it. And as I was thinking this, I was also releasing myself from a lot of work with the yoga school that I opened up many years ago, and saying that I wanted to change the way I was doing things, and I didn't want to be doing teacher training so much anymore, because as much as I love them, after 17 years, I feel like things are going in different directions. And it's very difficult in the world nowadays. There's so many teacher trainings out there. So anyway, so I had these things going on in my head, and I wanted to get off the computer, and I was releasing myself from all the admin, but I kind of was just like browsing around a little bit. And then in my radar came this interview of Jason Shirker with Sandra Rose Michael. And I was watching and just listening more. And something inside me was like compelling me to keep watching. And I was listening more and more to what they were talking about, this healing technology. And at that time, the whole thing was get off the computer, stop being on the computer so much with all the admin. And there I am thinking, yeah, I should put all the money into this, because it's a lot of money. This whole setup thing is a lot of money. And so I went to my partner, and after watching a few more videos and looking at some testimonials, which were very, very impressive, people having miraculous healings. So spontaneous healing isn't something new. It happens all the time, actually, and people just like the body just kicks into like a full-blown reset, basically. So it's not actually something new, but with the support of the EE system, some people have that. They have like very strong healing experiences, and they are all being documented around the world at the moment. So there's a lot of testimonials of really beautiful healing, but also the spiritual side of this technology as well. So as you come into this technology and you come into resonance with this energetic field, which I'll talk about in a minute, your body feels well, and it feels able to do the housekeeping. Yeah. So whether that's on an emotional level, a mental level, or physical level, you don't need to worry about that. Your body has the wisdom, the intelligence to do what it needs to do. And basically, we are bombarded all the time by all these different frequencies and experiences and energies that our body is working to deal with all the stuff that's going on, and doesn't have time to do the extra healing from within. So coming into this kind of healing zone, your body starts to recharge, basically, and reset. So I was watching this, and I said to my partner, I'm going to spend my money, and I'm going to get this EE system. Actually, I was going to get a 16 unit or a 12 unit, which was half the price that I actually spent in the end for the whole system. And my partner called me nuts. He said I was crazy. He said, you want to get away from the computer, and now you want to get like 12 computers in the yoga shala. And I was like, yes, and you need to watch this video, and you need to watch these testimonials, and I'm going to like sign up and have this machine. He goes, you haven't even been in it. You haven't even seen it or experienced it. And I said, okay, well, let's go. Because there was one center opened in Sweden. That was the only center in Europe. There was lots of centers open in America. And so I took my partner, jumped on the plane, we went to Sweden. Very difficult for us in Sweden because we don't have mobile phones. I just recently got a mobile phone. I call it my camera because I haven't got a telephone number in it, and I'm actually using it as a camera. So anyway, so generally we don't have mobile phones. And in Sweden, everything is done on the phone. You can't pay for a ticket on the bus. You can't buy anything without a mobile phone, basically. So we were a little bit buggered in this country. And even to the extent that our credit card didn't work to hire the car. And like, we couldn't like go through the mobile phone to verify things and stuff like that. So we were stuck. Anyway, I went to Sweden. We went to this place. I spent 2 hours in the system. And when we both went into the system. It was just a little tiny room, and there was 4 chairs, And that's the kind of setup. Very often there's clinics and there's many chairs and people go and sit there and relax basically. So we were sitting in this room and then zoom, I was completely gone, kind of probably drooling a little bit as well. So just catapulted into this deep sleep state, kind of like a renewal state. And then the time went like that. And both myself and my partner had the same experience. So something happened. He said, okay, yes, there's something going on, but I want to go to Media Markt, which is like this big store with all TVs and computers and cameras and everything. And I want to go to the TV section and see if it feels the same. And so lo and behold, when we got back to Salzburg, because we flew back to Salzburg, we went to Media Markt, and it did, there was a lot of energy from all these TVs and screens. It feels like there's something going on. But the point is, these engines that are behind the screens are creating a harmonious and coherent energy field. Yeah. So single bubbles of energy fields are being created by these engines that are behind the screens. And together, when those energy fields come together, when you bring two bubbles together, you know how they join and they create and then maybe merge into one, a bigger bubble. So that's what's happening. All these energy fields, coherent and harmonious energy fields, are creating a huge energy field, actually. It's been measured at 2 kilometers either way. And this energy field is scalar technology. Scalar is like the quantum field. You can't see it. We just know it's there by things that happen in respect to us knowing it's there. We can't feel it, we can't see it, but we understand that it's there. So it's like quantum energy, it's scalar technology. And this energy field is like a big apple. It looks like this. You might have seen pictures of the Earth having that same toroidal field around it, or the heart. We have the same kind of energy field around our heart. So it's actually creating a huge energy field, which is very in sync with nature and with us as well. So we're coming into this harmonious environment. And then there is also the screens. And the screens, color is energy, color is vibration, and color travels by photon therapy. So we're having photon therapy by sitting in front of the screens. And these photons are colliding together. And as they collide together, they create charge. Charge in the air. So you're actually in a charged energy field. So you feel that when you come in, it's a charged field. And because of the way it's configured and everything, these photon therapy is bringing your cells have a voltage, a millivoltage. And so 20 millivolts is somebody who's not very well, somebody who's got cancer. 17 to 90 millivolts is an optimal millivoltage for health, good health. So when you're in this system and inside, you get the photon therapy by being inside the system, then your cells are getting charged. So it's like you're putting your hand into the socket and you're charging the cells of your body. So again, it's just supporting your body to heal itself. The system isn't healing you. It's just creating a supportive environment for your body to do what it needs to do. And that's why you can't just, it's not advised just to come in and hope that, something's going to happen. You need to support as well with your lifestyle, with your diet, with your, your relationships, all those things. We have a lot of toxicity in our life. So the less toxic influences that are in our life, the more the body can do the work that it wants to do, because your body is always working towards homeostasis. It's always working towards balance. So every time you eat something that's going to kick you off balance, and whatever it is that you're eating is going to determine how far off balance you go. And it's really easy to it's not easy, but it's very simple to get to grips with the diet that's right for you. And the way to do that is to just become more sensitive. Become more sensitive to the foods that you're putting in your body. because your body knows and reacts all the time. Before you even put it in your mouth, your body knows, yeah? It has a wisdom that understands what it needs. And if you can hear and listen to that wisdom, then you would always be putting the right food into your body. And it will change over time as well. So we get fixated with different diets and everything like that. But actually, just by becoming more and more in tune, you will be guided by your body to pick the right foods. And it will become very intuitive to eat the right foods, and very simple, because, you know, you'll go to reach for the wrong food and there'll be a no inside of you, and you will be able to respond to that. So changing your diet, making sure you're exercising in gentle ways that will support, you know, circulation, blood circulation, and feeling good, just simple things. So it's not there's no magic pills in the world. But coming into this system can be a great support on many different levels. So after going to Sweden, I put in a deposit for this machine, and I think I was probably about the 10th or 12th or something center to open up in Europe. And you know, every month there's more and more centers opening up. There's probably about 450 centers now worldwide. And this healing technology is not new. It's been around for about 25 years or so. It was invented a long, long time ago. And because of the price of it, it was just in the homes of the rich and the famous, basically, in America. So now it's out in the world, and there's a whole movement, you know, not just with the EESystem, but there's a shift in the way we are looking at health and wellness from breathwork. Breathwork is becoming more and more accepted, and people are much more interested and open to try breathwork. And vibration and frequency, very, very powerful to work with. And there's a lot of healing technology coming out in the world at the moment. Most of the healing technology, though, there are little gadgets that you put on you, or something that you have in your room. This is kind of, as far as I know, the only system where you walk into it, and many people at the same time can get healed. There is a sweet spot in the center, apparently, so that's the sweet spot, but all around we're in the energy field. So you probably, I don't know a huge amount about the EESystem, but they're the two basic things. There's also, if you've ever seen prayer flags, the prayer flags from Tibetan prayer flags, they have a prayer, it's just a piece of material, and it's waving in the wind, so the prayers are going out into the world. And just behind the screen, actually what you see on the screen is like little crosses, and it's not actually a language itself, but impregnated in the program is a prayer written by Dr. Sandra Michael Rose. So there's a prayer, so it's like a prayer flag as well. So all the time when you're sitting here, there's just prayer coming towards you. So it's a very sacred space to be in. And when you come into the system, because your body is starting to do some housekeeping, it's detoxing. So drinking water is very important. You might feel a little bit tired when you detox. A lot of things can happen. Emotionally, you might be detoxing as well, so you might have tears, you don't know why. You might have a headache, you don't know why. So the things that you can do are to drink some water and to support that detoxing of the emotional and the mental toxins in our psyche or whatever, by doing spiritual practice as well. So meditating. Stillness is the best thing that you can do. Just coming into a place of stillness and holding space for your body to do what it needs to do is usually enough. But we're not able, many of us, to be still and relaxing to that stillness for the body to start healing. But it's really the best thing. And the best healers are just creating an environment for your body to do its own thing, basically. So spiritual practice, spiritual teachers, healers are actually space holders. We're holding space for the superpowers, the beautiful energy, the forces in the universe to do their thing, and the body to do its thing. So I see myself more and more as just a space holder. I'm not a teacher. I'm just holding space, really. And, you know, things are coming through me that surprise myself sometimes.